The CPA and consulting firm of Lane Gorman Trubitt created the Texas Trailblazer Award in 1996. Each year, the firm bestows the award upon a woman in the Dallas-Fort Worth area who has blazed a trail in the community, business, or her profession. Some of the most notable, dedicated, and successful women in the Metroplex have been nominated for the award. Lane Gorman Trubitt's managing partner, Wanda Lorenz, explains the award's significance.
Well, I think it's important because, look, like we found out, there are so many women that have done so many wonderful things, and I don't think you necessarily hear about them. At least I hadn't heard about all these ladies until you bring them into one place like this, and I think it's great to have the recognition.
The first recipient of the Texas Trailblazer Award was a woman by the name of Louise Raggio, a legendary attorney most noted for her instrumental role in the passing of the Marital Property Act of 1967. This law allowed Texas women to buy and sell property, own a business, and obtain bank loans without a husband's signature. Louise is truly a trailblazer. In her acceptance speech, she gives us her own definition.
A trailblazer? That's interesting. I thought a trailblazer was somebody that stood on a mountaintop and looked around and said, "We go that way." And when I was before the legislature, I thought I was in a swamp.
The 1997 winner has been blazing trails in Dallas for decades. She is Ms. Ebby Halliday Akers, founder of Ebby Halliday Realtors, one of the largest residential real estate firms in the nation.
I think I probably became a salesman at age 8. I peddled Cloverine salve on my little white pony from farm to farm, and learned the profit motive. I had a profit of 2 cents on each can of Cloverine salve, and that was big money in those years. And then I worked my way through school, working in a department store, selling everything from ribbons to back lace Gossard corsets, and I learned that the customer is always right, and that selling was my thing. And all through my years, I would change products, but the basis of sales and salesmanship, pleasing people and listening to their needs and their desires, was all the same, whether I was selling Cloverine salve or million-dollar houses. I was born in Arkansas and moved with the family to a wheat ranch in Kansas when I was 7. We went through the deep depression of the early 30s and developed a work ethic at a time when jobs weren't available. I took a bus to Kansas City and got my first job after school in the big Jones department store at $10 a week. So you can imagine that the jobs were difficult to come by, and they really didn't pay very much in those days. Of course, you could buy a hamburger for a nickel in those days, too.
Little did Ebby know that first job with Jones Department Store selling hats would eventually transfer her to Omaha, Nebraska, and then to the city where she would make her mark.
They transferred me to Dallas, Texas, which was a dream come true. Here in 1938, just 2 years after the Great Centennial, the town was still jumping with the excitement, and the mayor had declared an end to the Depression. Big name bands were still playing at the old Baker and Adolphus hotels. Billy Rose Casa Manana was still going strong in Fort Worth. And it was just a spirit of optimism. It was a wonderful time to to come to Dallas, Texas, and become a Texan.
So just how did Ebby Halliday go from selling hats to selling houses?
I had been with the W.A. Green store about 7 years and made lots of friends, one of whom, his husband, had developed some new type construction called insulated cement, and had bought the old Walnut Hill Golf Course at Marsh Lane and Walnut Hill and Northwest Highway, and had put his experimental houses there. And he sent word by his wife one day that if I could sell her those crazy hats, maybe I could sell his crazy houses, which were sitting there unsold. So I loved the challenge, and I turned in my resignation at the store and headed for Walnut Hills and tackled the sale of those 52 experimental houses.
Ebby sold all 52 houses in just 9 months, and the rest, as they say, is history. Over the next 5 decades, she would help build the residential real estate industry in North Texas. Today, she is still selling houses and just as excited about what the city of Dallas has to offer.
We have a great symphony, we have a great museum, we have we have teams. Some of them are not doing too well right now. Wish the Mavericks would win a few games. And we hope the Cowboys settle down and get with it and win another Super Bowl, but who knows. Anyway, Dallas is exciting. It was exciting when I got here in 1938, and it's just as exciting today. We just love the economy. It's just sizzling right now. Interest rates are low, and the opportunity for everyone to own a home has never been better than now. Had to get that little commercial in.
Equally as important as Ebby Halliday's entrepreneurial success is the spirit with which she has achieved it, always giving back to the community and continually opening the doors of opportunity for those willing to walk through them.
We've been able to open the doors for many younger people coming along, and always felt that it was not only something we wanted to do, but it was really an obligation.
Entrepreneur, community leader, trailblazer, legend. Lane Gorman Trubitt salutes you, Ebby Halliday, our recipient for the 1997 Texas Trailblazer Award.